Hi guys, so I'm going to be making German pretzels today, and I thought with it being Oktoberfest, what an opportune time to try out different recipes. And I ended up using one with lye water, and I know that sometimes people are iffy about doing that, but I do think that the flavor is different when you use lye as opposed to baking soda. I'd just say just be careful, you know, use gloves or use tongs, but if you don't have it, use baking soda. I know that the color is a little bit different and it's not as strong of an alkaline. Brush it with an egg wash and that tends to help, but some people err away from making the actual pretzel shape, but I thought that was the whole part of the fun. So I ended up doing that anyways, but I made sure that when I rolled it out, if the dough was kind of getting really elasticy and then kind of pulling back, I made sure to let the dough rest for 5-10 minutes before working with it again. And surprisingly, that helps a ton, and the dough actually is quite stretchy, so you can work with it and whatnot. So I'm excited to show you the recipe, so let's get to the kitchen and let's start cooking.
Okay, so I started up by warming up the yeast with a little bit of water so that it would get comfortable, and then I mixed that to the flour along with some more water, and I put it on low speed, 2 to 4, until about probably 80% was all mixed. Then I poured in my warmed butter, and then also the salt, and I do the salt at the end so that it doesn't kind of interfere with the yeast. And then that's kind of how it looks like once it is all mixed. And then once that happens, you want to turn the mixer on to high. I would say about 6 to 8 for 7 to 8 minutes until it doesn't stick to the sides anymore. And you can see how stretchy and elastic it is. Now, if you prior to kneading, that whole dough just might tear. So I just wanted to show you that. If you didn't have a mixer, you would just basically do the whole thing by hand and do that for about 10 minutes. So good to have a mixer. And what I'm doing is I'm just putting a little bit of flour on the surface right now, and then kneading the dough just a little bit more to give it structure. I'm going to divide it up into 4 equal pieces and then roll them into dough balls. Once they are rolled, I'm just going to stick a warm cloth over them and then let them rest for about an hour before I start working with them. And then once I start rolling them, I just put a little bit of flour on the table, and then I roll them gently, but you can see them sort of swinging it up and down, and I find that actually helps stretch out the dough a lot, and it makes the rolling process a little bit easier. And then once it does start to contract back, this is when I'll put another towel over it and then let it rest for about another 10 minutes before I start shaping it, and that really makes a world of difference. So this is after 10 minutes, and you can see that after the rest, I barely had to roll them out at all. It just really stretched by itself. So at this point, kind of be careful that way, because the dough did get very, very malleable all of a sudden. And you saw me measure it out. I did it to about 35 inches or so. And then this is how you shape it. You kind of make the U shape, and then you twist it 2 times at the top, and you bring it back down, and you just make sure to seal those little edges on the bottom, and then bringing it over to my sheet pan, and then it kind of warps a little bit when you bring it over, but you want to just reshape it once it's on the pan. And then after you do about all 4, I'm still shaping it, but before you dip it into the lye water solution, you want to put these into the freezer for 2 hours until they're nice and hard and firm. And then right before you're about to bring it out, you want to make your lye water solution. So I had a little bit of sodium hydroxide that I mixed in with a little bit of warm water. And you saw me mixing it around. I'm using tongs and being really careful. And the good thing about working with frozen pretzels is that they don't bend or do anything. So it's so much easier to just dip it into the lye and then bring it back. And then right before you're about to put it into the oven, which is set at 400, you sprinkle it with a little bit of rock salt. And off to the oven it goes. Oh, I love this part when I'm taking baked goods out of the oven. Look at that color. It looks really golden and really brown, and just the way that a pretzel should be, and that has a lot to do with the lye water solution and what happens to alkaline solutions when baked. Okay, so there you have it, guys. Ooh, listen to that crunch. My German beer garden pretzels. Seems like it'd be really crunchy, but it's actually still soft and nice on the inside. And I just paired it with a little bit of mustard, and you guys can pair it with beer and really have a great time with these. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys, and if you like videos and more fun recipes like this, please like or subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!